Welcome back to My Dream MMO, where I talk about what would be in my dream MMO. Now, if I haven't said it enough already, this is my dream MMO, not yours. So if you disagree, that's great. Feel free to leave a constructive comment below, that might spur some conversation. But please keep it cordial. I don't come to your house and shatter your dreams. So last time we started with one of the first things you do in most MMOs, which is picking a race, so naturally we're just gonna jump straight to Endgame. Well, not technically Endgame, but you'll see what I mean. Why the jump ahead? I think if you all know how the content in the game will work, it'll help put the other elements I talk about in context. Now, in most MMOs, Endgame usually consists of a few things. Raiding, gear grinds, rep grinds, achievement hunting, and PvP. There's probably a few others in there. And if a game has a housing/building mechanic, you can throw that in there too. But you know, there's one thing that I've really wanted in MMOs lately for a long time that's missing from that list. But we'll get to that in a second. I'm just gonna say this now. F*** Endgame. Or at least the notion of Endgame. How many times have you heard the phrase, "The real game begins when you hit max level"? I hate that phrase. Like, really hate that phrase. Why on earth do I have to play a game for a week or two leveling up when that's apparently not where the fun part of the game is? So my dream MMO will do away with all that crap. Wait, you ask, isn't that gonna give players less content? No, shut up. Developers spend a ton of time designing these enormous worlds full of bland kill quests that you end up blowing through as fast as possible. And once you finish them, you'll likely never even think about that area again. Talk about a waste of time. Developers design a huge world only to have players end up sitting in a main city waiting on an instant group queue for a raid or a dungeon or a PvP battleground. This also limits the amount of development time devs get to work on their end game, which is arguably where most of the players are going to end up spending most of their time in their MMO life. So why not make end game your entire game? That may sound weird, but hear me out. Start the player out where they can immediately do whatever they want to. Don't make them waste their damn time on subpar content. In my dream MMO, you could hop in on day one and go join a raid and be somewhat useful. You could go do a dungeon or craft to try and get some better armor if you want to be more effective. Go do some PvP if you want. This also helps keep the player base together. Instead of separating everyone out by level, even new players can group up with people who've been playing for months and help out. Granted, they won't be as effective, but they can still play together. But I can hear y'all now, if you start everyone at max level, how do they learn their skills? I don't want to group with a bunch of noobs. Well, there's a few ways around this. 1. A good freaking tutorial, and I mean a good one. 2. Be kind to your fellow man and help them learn. 3. Learn by doing. 4. Shut up and play the damn game. Anyway, so now all I have is a game where everyone stands around crafting, waiting on queues for raids and dungeons and PvP? No. Here's that one thing I brought up earlier that I think is missing for most MMOs. Exploration. Think about this. Instead of filling this giant world you've built with crappy kill quests that provide nothing after they've been finished, fill it with random dungeons, secret areas to discover, roaming raid level bosses, bands of roaming enemies, player-run cities, and like an epic type of quest that would take you all over the world and take a long time to complete. Think like Lord of the Rings, taking the ring to Mordor, that type of epic quest. And make the exploration of this giant world you built part of your end game. Or actual game, you know what I mean. Now, this is just an example of how my dream MMO would be compared to a game that already exists. So take World of Warcraft or some other MMO, I don't really care. In my dream MMO, all players would start at max level with some semi-decent equipment to start out with. Take the giant world that the devs have built, remove all those crappy kill and fetch quests that are designed specifically for leveling, and fill the world with all those things that I mentioned above. But I can hear you now. What about when everything's explored? Now, this is actually going to be a video of its own, so I'm not going to delve too much into it here, but I've always thought the best part of Minecraft was the fact that there's always something new to discover because of procedural generation. And I think there's got to be a way for this to be done in a persistent world MMO. Whether or not it's technically possible, I don't really care, I'm not concerned with that. This is a dream after all. But even if it's not possible, instead of concentrating on new quest and NPC dialogue and crazy stuff like that, the devs could just be designing new zones and implement them as they're finished. Think about Arcade, where you can build a boat and sail the seas. And now think about if you could discover an island that has actually never been seen by anyone else before. You could set up a castle on it and rule the land with an iron fist. Actual discovery and exploration. That's my goal. And that's the game. And endgame. The full game. Discovery and exploration, as well as the other things that you currently love to do, like raiding, dungeoning, grinding, and none of that bland kill and fetch quest bullshit.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to visit MMORPG.com for all your MMO related news. And if you like this video, make sure to visit my YouTube channel for more silly MMO related videos. There are links in the description below.